but I've come so far where I've see worth in myself now, and like I've it's still kind of a new thing to me because I'm always
Alrighty, here we go.
you know
Oh, there we go. Awesome. So, what's going on, everybody? Today I have Lewis coming on. He was one of my previous clients who absolutely crushed his program, made a wonderful transformation. And just like always, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but first and foremost, Lewis, thank you so much for coming on, man. Why don't we start out with you just kind of giving a description about yourself and a little bit about your story?
all right. Well, yeah, as Kane said, my name's Lewis. 28 years old. I live in Moncton. Uh, I looked into getting into this program because I lost weight before, but then I never really built up a routine or a sort of diet regime or anything like that. So I was still working out and stuff, but I was kind of eating like garbage. And eventually the weight kind of slowly built up. And then I got to the point where I was at the first time where I decided to lose weight. And then I was about 220, I think. And I thought, okay, man, like I got to change, but this time I have to do it differently. Like I think I realized at that point it was a lifestyle change, not just changing my food for a few months and then kind of going off that, and then like, I can eat like garbage again, So but me making that choice and I followed Coach Hayward for a little while. I've known Caden, we've been acquaintances for quite a little while, and I liked what he was doing, and I felt like I deserved that, and I think for a little while I was on the fence about it, but I got to the point where I had to pull the trigger, and I'm sure glad I did, and I'm definitely reaping the benefits for sure.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, thank you for just giving that like quick what's been going on and everything. You mentioned one thing that I really liked, and you said you deserved it. Can you kind of explain that a little bit? Like when you said like you deserve to make that change, because I feel like a lot of people they almost get to that point with themselves where like they go so far down that like rabbit hole of just like letting themselves go, losing that control, where like treat themselves a little too much, where they almost like feel like they don't deserve that. So could you kind of like elaborate on that? Like what like was that trigger for you that was like, okay, like that's it, like I'm tired of like doing this yo-yo thing, like I deserve this, I'm doing this?
Well, it's funny that you described that because I was down that rabbit hole. I was that guy. I was one of those guys, people, and I knew that there was a brighter side to life. I knew that there had to be, and that was something I always struggled with. And that you bring confidence up. That's part of this program. It's mental health as well. It's just as important, if not even maybe more important in some instances than your physical health. And I can't stress that enough. And I've learned that from this program itself. Even if you asked me a few weeks ago, I don't even know, honestly, Caden, if I would have said I deserved it. But I've come so far where I see worth in myself now, and like it's still kind of a new thing to me because I've always been one to kind of beat myself up. I'm not saying that in like a sympathetic way. It's just kind of how my brain was wired,
Yeah.
So now that I'm starting to kind of see my value and my worth, that kind of helped me clean up in a lot of areas in my life, and I think joining here or joining like, the community that you have, Coach Hayward, it kind of helped me uproot that, because before it was almost like mowing the weeds, and you mow the weeds, but then they come up again, and they come up more and more. So you have to uproot them. And I feel like that's what I did with a lot of my negativity, like my negative thoughts and everything like that. And because confidence was like a huge thing for me that I always struggled with. But I did the affirmations, the processes in the program, and man, there's here I am, and I know I deserve it, and I know I'm awesome. I know everybody's awesome. So
Yeah, man, that's awesome. I love that, dude. I could literally see it too through the program. Like when we be talking and your positivity and everything, that's one thing I don't think like a lot of people don't know either. Is like it's that lifestyle change, and that's like the mental part, like just like the mindset program and everything involved in it. Like it's so important because you said it perfectly, man. Like it is a lifestyle change. It's not just a fad diet. Like it's just not like the yo-yo. It's like a whole lifestyle change. Um,
100%.
and yeah, like seeing you like build that confidence and like in the results. Like I don't want to talk too much about it. Why don't you kind of mention like I guess some of the results and stuff you've been getting and like your favorite things that came out of this.
All right, my favorite things that came out of it. Oh man, there have been quite a few changes. I I don't know exactly my waist size now, but I've never worn my belts this tight in my life. Even when I weighed less, and I know I mentioned that a couple times, so that's a huge thing for me. I've always wanted less weight around my waist, and I have my belt so tight now, man. And I boggled my mind. I was like, how is this happening? But it was a good thing. I was like, this is awesome. And I've lost pretty much about 30 pounds now ever since I started, and I've put on a fair bit of muscle, and
Yeah.
like this is the most muscle I've ever had on me. And I've cleaned up a lot of the dirt that I had carrying with me mentally as well. As I talk a lot about smoking and drinking and stuff like that, and those things are things that I've struggled with, as long as I'm being completely open.
Mm,
And you know now that, like we said earlier, that I deserve the most optimal life for myself. And
yeah.
I guess now that's really driving me to get get stuff done, and keep at it.
Yeah,
Just keep
man.
at it.
That's
So I
incredible,
guess
dude.
overall my life has changed, man. And it's through a lot of different tiny components, but that in itself kind of makes the whole wheel go round. And yeah, it's been quite a journey, man. And there's been a lot of ups and downs for sure. But once you get the hang of everything, and realize your own worth, and your potential, it's gravy from there, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, man, 100%, like 100% agree. Like, you got your control now. Like, you took control of your health, you took control of your body. Now you're taking control of your mind, all these other things. Like, you're expanding it. Like, in your program, like, you were nailing down the workout stuff. The stuff we were working on was like more next level. Like, you were just expanding so quickly, and that's like it's so important, like that personal development journey. It all starts from like within, and changing yourself. And like by doing that, like as you see now, like man, like it's crazy. You're a boss, dude. So it's
Yeah.
awesome to see. Your transformation is unbelievable. And another thing, like you lost all those inches, but you still got to keep the muscle mass. Like I said, like your pictures of your arms are still like they're popping. Like it's awesome, dude. So I'm really happy to hear that. So Lewis, because you said you were that person before who was doing the yo-yo, who was like, like want to do it, sitting on the fence kind of thing. So what would you say, like knowing, now after you went through the program, you got everything, and you are where you are today? What would you say to somebody who's still sitting on that fence, who's like, they're watching on the sidelines, they're seeing everything, but they just can't make that commitment? Like, what would you say to them?
I would tell them, hands down, definitely employ the option, or reach out to you and give you a ring, so then they can see what it's all about and go from there. And then maybe they can decide it's a good fit for them, and you can decide that they're a good fit for you. I think that the thing that people kind of might overlook initially is the importance of how much this affects you. It's not just, losing weight and getting fit. It's not just that. That's maybe even half of it. It's a lot of it is so mental. Like it's so it depends so much on like your mental well-being and your frame of mind and all that stuff, man. And it just I think that if anything, that might be kind of what might get overlooked. And I feel like that's an important step to consider. And I think if more people really, I don't know, knew that was an account, you know, to just the whole mental thing, and the oh, what am I trying to say here? Just the steps that you take and how you progress, like, and it's not just physically, but it's, you know, your confidence and your in the way, you know, you present yourself to others and the way you present yourself to yourself, or the way you treat other people, you know, and interact with other people. It changes, man. And I think that's a thing that would get overlooked by people, that they might not consider that would happen, but that is part of the program, you know, and that's just as important as getting muscles and, you know, eating right, if you ask me. But yeah, I guess that's what I would say to somebody that's on the fence, that there are just because that's what, when I was on the fence, I never knew that I would learn all that I did, I guess, you know. But then you went over it and I kind of got a better idea of what was going on, and then I kind of had the content in front of me, and then it was just a matter of kind of tackling it, you know, like reading the lessons, and everything like that, depending on what you're looking for, like confidence boosting, like I did, and everything like that. And then over time, you just kind of look back on yourself and see, oh wow, you know, like I was completely different, you know, and it's something that you don't really expect, I guess. But when it happens, it's a great feeling, you know, because you look at where you're at and you're kind of like, man, I'm in a good spot. But had you not made that change, you'd be where you were at before.
Yes, man. You're so good with your words. You put that perfectly, Lewis. Like, you know, it's all about like when you're in that, like, kind of like that comfort zone, and you're feeling how you feel. You don't know that things can get any better because you're not there. Like, you're still where you are. So like when you make that change, like, holy crap, like, you know how I feel, like it's like, I think 90% of the clients that come out of this are always talking about like the mental side. And I think that's like the biggest thing there, like, because like you said too before, it's a lifestyle approach. So yeah, like, for those watching right now, like, as you heard from Lewis, it truly changes like your life, like this journey, and how you feel mentally, like about yourself, about life in general. um like, you know, like, I have no doubts about you now, my man. Like, you're set, like we said before, like whatever you want to accomplish, because you got that confidence, you got the discipline, you know how to follow a plan, stuff. So like, you're set now. So like, the world is yours. And it's amazing to see you like get that control back in your life, man. So I really appreciate you coming on here, Lewis. Hopefully inspiring many others to, like, you know, do what you did and everything. But yeah, other than that, did you have any last words?
No, man. Thanks for having me. And you know, as I tell people that ask about me, you know, because they'll notice differences in me, you know, like physically and and mentally. You know, I remember it was funny too, because I went to go visit my grandmother and my uncle was there, and he was like, "Oh, holy God, you put on like 30 pounds of muscle," like. And he was just blown away by how I was looking. You know, he hasn't seen me in a while, but I was like, I was extremely flattered. You know, and I was like, "Oh, thanks a lot, man." But I guess, yeah, I would say, for last words, you know, for if anyone's considering it, you know, definitely implore the option, reach out to Caden and see what it's all about, at least, you know, because there's just so much good that happens. Even now that I'm done the program, you know, like Caden said, and thank you for saying that, I have the tools to kind of, you know, manage my discipline and my challenges. And now I'm finding ways to challenge myself, you know. It's all about, and like Kay mentioned earlier, it's all about staying out of the comfort zone, you know. Like, you got to keep growing, and
Awesome, man.
that's kind of part of it, you know. And this really is a great way to learn how to do that if you're kind of struggling, you know.
I love that, man. I love that. Well, I think I'm just gonna leave it right there, end it off. Thank you so much, man. I'm sure it's gonna inspire a lot of people. Um, that's awesome. But yeah, at the end of the day, you got to do it for you. So yeah, no, thank you so much for coming on, Lewis.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thanks, buddy.